Game number 1 on Concealed Hill. It's going to be a Night Elf versus Undead. It's going to be SyDe versus Foggy. Okay, in the top right, we do have the Ukrainian Foggy going up against the French Beard himself. I mean, this guy is easily one of the most respected Warcraft 3 players in the game. I mean, who doesn't love SyDe? Yeah, he's handsome. He's got a perfect beard. You think he trims that every day?
Yeah, he's that manly that he probably has to.
Yeah.
True alpha of the scene SyDe.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And you know what? Opening up with
It's a little weird, actually.
Is this a Crypt Zig?
Yeah, Crypt Zig. And then Alter, then Zig. Little unorthodox. This is not unheard of, not unseen. The good old-fashioned I want 5 ghouls by the time my hero comes out build, which could indicate an expansion, because of course you need those forces to be able to create the expansion on Concealed Hill. It could be what SyDe is going for. No use really having your hero. Maybe he goes for the turtle camp and then the expansion, but he'll certainly have bigger surplus of ghouls in time. So maybe that's the idea behind this build. I don't expect to see too much cheese. Oh, God almighty. The man.
He's doing it. Dreadlord opener on Concealed Hill. He's doing it, man. He's doing it doggy style. I'm trying to turn you up a little bit.
Yeah, and that helps to creep the expansion as well. If you sleep the big boy, that can help. So, you know, if it is an expansion, which I expect it to be, I don't expect to see any sort of 2 crypt weirdness with the Dreadlord. Are we going to see a Jewel Ghoul? No. Just going to see a Ghoul go into the Wisp. Foggy, on point, with Keeper himself. Going to get the Gloves of Haste from his Orange Camp. And we'll see how Foggy reacts to this Dreadlord. Not something you see every day, but as you mentioned, they do practice together. Perhaps this is something SyDe has practiced against Foggy. So maybe he'll know what to do against it. As I pointed out, 5 ghouls. Dreadlord comes out. No Town Portal cell quite yet, and he actually goes to an unorthodox camp as a first camp if you're looking to expand. But and no Town Portal cell, no Altar cell quite yet. So we'll see what SyDe's going to do. A little bit interested.
Yeah, it's got a lot of wood. I mean, we could see a tech, but right now we could also see like just a second crypt going down. Obviously, he wants to get that level 2 before he gets into anything. We'll see how this works out for him. What he wants to do with a Dreadlord first. I mean, how many Wisps does Foggy really have to invest if you do go for like sleep surrounds? Obviously, the Dreadlord did queue sleep first. So it's like the strategy is going to be shock and awe in your face. This could also be an expansion. He does have a Blight Skull, which tells me this could just be like a Dreadlord Expo.
Yeah, and something that can get really lame with the Dreadlord, if you get to level 3, it starts one-shotting Wisps with Carrion Swarm. So if you get something like an Invis Pod, just look in Foggy's base. Look at the top of his base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All would be dead if there was a single level 2 Carrion Swarm that came into that base. So that's something Foggy has to look out for when he does see the Dreadlord, which I actually don't think he has yet, because the Scout Wisp got attacked by a Ghoul earlier. Now this Wisp at the expansion's going to see it, and Foggy's certainly going to be ready with level 3 after these 2 little turtles. Perhaps he can even buy a Staff of Teleportation. But certainly you don't want to let this strat get online, because the Dreadlord, although it seems like a meme strat, could be very scary if you give it too much space.
Wisp's going to be scouting what SyDe is doing. Sees that he's over at the expansion, and SyDe should be trying. He's teching right now, but I don't think he doesn't have a token acolyte to build an expansion. So, oh, he does. No, he doesn't. Okay, no, he's going to build a graveyard and just go into a straight tech. We might be seeing a tier 2 expand later on, but I feel like this is benefiting Foggy in the early game right now. He's got a Tree of Life coming up. He's got a level 3 Keeper, and he's coming straight across. There is no Dispel for this Entangle.
Well, Staff is on cooldown too, Ricky. That's a TP. That's a TP, right? Just like that, Foggy. Got a little overzealous, and that's what I mean. I don't think he scouted the Dreadlord. Maybe I missed that Wisp going for a scout at the expansion. He didn't see it unless that Wisp at the Expo saw it. And Crystal Ball for SyDe is actually going to confirm that Foggy's going for an expansion. And now Foggy has no Town Portal, 45 seconds before his Staff of Teleportation is off cooldown. And SyDe could pull ghouls, he could pull the boys, and he could go for maybe not a cancel at this point, but at least a fight at that Expo.
Ooh, he's pulling a bunch. Looks like he's pulling a bunch of ghouls. He's going to put down a second crypt and a graveyard. Could be seeing Gargs in the late game. Could be ghouls and Gargs combined. Skelly does scout that the archers are playing very defensive, and like you said, Foggy kind of has to because he doesn't have a TP right now. He's going back across the map to try to cancel an expansion, but Foggy, there's nothing there, brother. And now you're going to have to use your staff, which is on cooldown, to get back, and SyDe's taking full advantage. He's going to creep something big.
He's just creeping up a storm. He's going to get close to level 4. Is his goal really just to creep to level 5 and then do some sort of a big timing? Of course, the win condition with the Dreadlord's always you get that ultimate, you get that level 6. That Infernal is so strong if you're able to get there with the Dreadlord. So maybe he's just going to creep up and get that. Scroll to Beast is going to be great for the ghouls as well. And there is Gargs coming out as well as that extra Acolyte for perhaps a tier 2 expansion for SyDe. So everything seems to be planning out well thus far for SyDe, but Foggy does have his expansion up, and he's been really uncontested except for that Town Portal Force, and Foggy's tier 2 as well with Lores going up.
Yeah, Lores is probably the best play because if you go into wins off these archers, you're going into double crypt, which is probably going to be Gargs. I don't even think he scouted the main base, but yeah, SyDe is going to go for Gargs, and it's kind of a weird situation for Foggy because now if you go across the map, you have to have a Wisp with you. Look at the Wisps. Oh, actually sleeping one of the Wisps. Interesting. So we can get that blight down.
Yeah, these have to be canceled for Foggy. And he knows that. He got a Demon Hunter second. Mana Burn's going to be very crucial. He's going to detonate the blight. If he gets these Ziggurat cancels, they won't be able to be rebuilt too easily. And yeah, there's a trans, and this expansion attempt will be stopped nice and tangle on the Acolyte just to ensure that kill if anything goes south from here for Foggy, but there's enough archers. The ghouls are coming in, though. There's 3 Gargs, a good set of ghouls. Could there be a sleep, perhaps? Remember, no Town Portal, but there is Preservation and Teleportation. There's a Surround. Okay, Staff of Teleportation is off cooldown. Sleep on the hero with the Staff of Preservation, but he is detonated. Nice heads-up detonate there by Foggy to get that Staff of Preservation and save his first hero. But SyDe defends. He's got another Acolyte to go for an expansion again, but remember, all this time, Foggy's happy just to trade slowly but surely because he's got a second base himself.
Yeah, second lore about to be operational. A bunch of Dryads coming out. And at this point, you might as well just mass Dryads. And he's making a lot more Wisps because he knows that Dryad's heavy on the wood. I mean, he could even go for a Shredder, but he doesn't have that lab crept up yet. The AOW is still sitting there, but Foggy still wants to put on pressure. And I don't blame him, like you said, because this expansion could be a win condition for SyDe. So rather than creeping up and trying to get levels, you need to hold SyDe here because if you allow Ghoul Gargs to expand behind this, then this could be, you know, a spiral in the other direction. Speaking of spiral, he will be playing later on today. Sleep on the Demon Hunter, but all the Wisps are pulled like this. Is it enough? He's still going to be able to get this surrounded. Where's the Keeper of Staff? He's very far away. In fact, he's got a heal pot. He's going to have to pass that. Does he have enough time? I think this is a dead demon.
Dead demon, and the staff is on cooldown, Ricky. The archers is probably enough for Foggy to fight his way out, but losing his level 1 hero, losing a little bit of map control, and has yet to deal with this number of Gargs that is slowly growing. The gold mine's attempting to be canceled by a couple of tramps, but I don't think that's going to be enough for Foggy. The ghouls are slowly starting to fall, and if there's a big number of Dryads, what is the Dreadlord really going to be able to do against Dryads? You're going to need a lot of Gargs. You're going to need to deal with these archers. But for now, SyDe defends. And Foggy's going back again, and he's certainly got to creep up that Demon Hunter as well. He's got to get it to level 3. That level 2 mana burn is going to be crucial into the mid game for Foggy.
Yeah, this expansion is going to finish, but I still feel like despite losing the Demon, Foggy's still ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But it's up. The Expo's up, Rick, and towers are being built. The lumber's, of course, always going to be pretty good as long as SyDe continues to produce ghouls. He's going to get closer to level 5. Only 4.3 for now, but there's, of course, both fountains up for grabs if SyDe gets the time. Foggy could do the same with his archers, with his Dryads, but he's not looking to. He's looking to put on the pressure, put on the heat. And the heat is in the way of a couple of Dryads and still these 5 archers that have yet to be killed at all. Garg's caught out of position. One falling would be really, really bad right now for SyDe. And this push, can SyDe hold? I don't know if he can hold this push, this army alone.
And I'll be honest with you, this push isn't even at its scariest. Wait till that Demon Hunter gets an Orb of Venom at tier 3, which is very, very close. Foggy's had way too much time to grow his economy, and it's starting to show. I mean, he looks really, really solid. 56 supply now, tier 3, going for another Sleep Surround, but there is a quick Dispel from the Dryads now, so the Dreadlord is kind of completely countered. Now, is there enough units to be able to hold this push? I don't know.
The guard numbers are pretty good now, so the Dryads can easily be dealt with. That's why we see Foggy constantly kiting, constantly backing up. If he's able to deal with the ghouls, then his archers can be very, very good against these guards. Couple denies by SyDe, but of course Foggy is happy that they're being denied because he wants to break this expansion. Doesn't care too much about experience right now because what is he going to get? Level 2 Demon Hunter, not going to change the game for him. One Dryad going to fall. The Archer's focusing on one guard that's certainly going to fall if Foggy just turns, but he's got to run away. Another Archer about to fall as well. Sleeps are being used as much as they can by SyDe. The ghouls are falling one after the next. But look at the Dryads. The Dryads are being easily dealt with.
Yeah, and the Gargs are kind of getting kited by these Archers, and these Archers are basically just free damage for Foggy right now. They don't even feed that much XP if SyDe is able to kill them sitting in the back of his base. No shop at the expansion either. That's a bummer. But he does have some more ghouls still. 45 supply, but Foggy is starting to actually run away with it. 59 supply for Foggy, and he's just pumping out Dryads, actually transitioning into Bears as well, because I think he knows that the Garg play, you know, the jig is kind of up, especially now that he's tier 3. He can grab that orb, and he does grab it for the Keeper. I'm sure he's going to pass that to the Demon Hunter at the start. And then he's just got, like, a crazy amount of damage. This Demon Hunter is actually going to creep with the shop. That should normally go to SyDe, and that's a level 2 Demon that's about to get an orb.
Yeah, and he can go to the fountain and take that if he wants. He's got another expansion coming up, Foggy, ready to take the red camp, in fact, which he could certainly creep at any point. And yeah, this is looking like a lot of map control for Foggy currently, but SyDe's looking to get some of that back. He's going towards the expansion. There's plenty of wisps there to go hunting. He could also go for the red camp, which would be a very good choice, seeing as though Foggy could definitely fight him off of these camps if he so desired. But yeah, the sacrificial pit gonna go down, the shop gonna go down, a lot of piercing damage. But of course, the Spirit Tower, the Nerubian are up for SyDe. The Gargs are coming back. Foggy, can he break this? He's got a heal scroll. He's got potions. He's got a town portal now. His heroes are safe against the sleep surrounds, and the acolytes are starting to fall. Is there enough for SyDe? I don't know.
This could be it. The Spirit Tower is doing a lot of damage, though, but there is no Carrion Swarm. There's only Sleep, and Sleep not very effective. Look at that. The Dryad, just like that, 100 mana down the drain. Dryad, the Garg's trying to get on top of these Dryads. Is there enough? I think this is SyDe's final push.
This is good for SyDe, actually. Look, the Dryads are starting to take a lot of damage. They cannot go to the fountain because it was not crept out by Foggy, and the ghouls are dealing with the archers. The Garg micro is insane from SyDe, but I don't think it's quite enough. He saves one to the south, another one about to fall to the heroes. The Orb of Venom, of course, as you mentioned before. It's extremely effective, but SyDe holds yet again. Somehow Foggy saved everything, and now it's nighttime. Look at the fountain, Rick. Foggy's micro pretty on point there in that fight, but SyDe holds yet again. Can he deal with this Demon Hunter with the orb now, though?
Gonna have to find. I'm still surprised that SyDe's been able to hold on like this. He's continuing to pump out Gargs, and the Garg count is still pretty good. I mean, but how? At what point do the Night Elf heroes just take over? Like once this Demon's 3, that's a very, very tanky. We just saw the Keeper get level 4. The Bear transitions in, and I don't really know what the Bears might do for this. I mean, it's better for sieging, and maybe you can actually take down that expansion with a little bit more siege. The rejuvenations obviously keep the heroes in the fight longer. Roar, you know, obviously Bears are very essential, but ooh, he gets Khadgars.
Oh, that's going to be great for those Dryads. Keep them up high mana so they can heal easily at the Moonwells potentially as well for both of these heroes, and the Bears is great as well. SyDe is level 5 in this pod, as I mentioned before, on the Dreadlord. Did he retrain, by the way? Or is he still on sleep? I imagine he's still on sleep.
Still on sleep, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, and there comes a point when there's enough Gargs that Foggy's going to have to transition into air himself if it gets to that point, which is why having the economic edge with this third expansion, third base, I should say, is going to be very crucial. But for now, can SyDe hold? He's got a shade out. The Bears are on the way. 3 of them, in fact. And you mentioned they're good at sieging, and this is what Foggy is going to look to do with these. Right now, SyDe only has Gargs, Ricky. Is there enough? Only one Orb of Venom. A second one would be great for Foggy, but there's so many units here.
You kind of just need to completely ignore the Bears. Unfortunately, they're going to get their siege damage done. You need to get these Dryads, and that's what SyDe's doing right away. Good focus fire on these Dryads, and if these Dryads can actually get killed, which they kind of are, then the Bears and Ghouls can take over, and I think this is another great fight for SyDe, even though the food supply is not saying likewise. This is great. Look at the Dryads are out of position. Now he's targeting down the Bears. He's just going to go straight for the Dryads again. SyDe is making this work, and the tower is still here. That's a lot of damage that SyDe's able to put out with these damage, and the siege is dying.
And look at the levels, Ricky. Level 6 Dreadlord is soon to be online, honestly, if these fights keep happening. Foggy has been microing very, very well. Credit to him. It's very hard to keep these Dryads alive against this many gargoyles, but he's been microing them back. He's been getting pot shots with the Orb of Venom, and the Bears have constantly been forcing repair. The transfer on the Acolytes. Foggy's doing what he can here, but can he do enough to break the expansion? The Nerubian on the Dryad, but staffed out. Another one microed back beautifully. Foggy saving everything right now, it seems. Losing a couple of units with the double staff of preservation. Okay, one Dryad a little bit sloppy there, but the Bears staffed out. The Bears saved. The expansion, can it hold on? And Foggy, remember, mining off of 3 bases right now behind this, so 1-for-1 trades are always going to be in Foggy's favor.
Oh my god, SyDe and Foggy are both just microing like gods right now. SyDe is desperately trying to hold. There's the level 6 Dreadlord, and he's held the towers. I mean, it's still 68 supply for Foggy, but he can't siege this expansion.
Yeah, the fountain has been so crucial for Foggy so far. I feel like SyDe could have maybe sent a guard there and tried to wake up the creeps. It would have been tough to do multitask-wise. But now he's got the mana pot. He's going to be able to cast the ultimate. He's going to have to cast it out of the fight, though, SyDe, because, of course, of mana burn. But he's going to see if he can hold with this ultimate. There's so many units. 74 against 49 supply right now. But that's no new news for SyDe. He's been holding down supply this entire game. That ward's going to be dealt with. Foggy, any sort of transition, mountain giants, something like that? No, just continue to produce Dryads, and doesn't really need to produce anything else. Maybe a 3rd hero, maybe a 2nd orb, a 3rd orb would be decent for Foggy, but other than that, just continue to get upgrades and continue sieging, and I think he's really going to break this expansion one way or the other.
Yeah, just the usage of the tree ants, too. There's been absolutely no answer without the Dispel. The Inferno goes down, and the Stomp is really good. The Bash is good on all these units, and now he's going to try to whittle down these Dryads, but now it seems like the Gargs are kind of getting destroyed this time. There's way too many Dryads. The Infernal's good, but the Infernal's actually getting taken down by everything, and is this...
Frostworm? Is that enough? Can it be dealt with? The Dryads, if they're dealt with, the Frostworm will reign supreme. The ultimate, of course, does fall. More Dryads are falling. The Treants are putting in work. Oh, the Frostworm being focused down, but it can attack that bear to the south. The Town Portal out before SyDe loses too many Gargs, but he's going to lose 1, almost 2 towards the end. Town Portal's towards the expansion, but he's got to run, and it seems as though the expansion is going to be broken. Level 5 Keeper, GG, and Foggy eventually breaks that expansion and wins the game 1.
SyDe versus Foggy, game 2. Okay, in the bottom left, we do have the French Undead trying to come back into this game. It is SyDe. And in the top right, we do have Foggy very interested to see what SyDe's going to do this time. It does look like an Altar Crypt. So we could see a DK expand. We could see Lich on this map. Lich very common against Elf. I mean, Crab's shown us that you can go Crypt Lord. We might even see a Dreadlord. So guys, stay tuned. It's going to be up to SyDe what he wants to do. I didn't hate the Dreadlord. Was there a transition period where maybe a retrain to Carrion would have been more effective than those late game sleeps?
Yeah, maybe a retrain to Carrion, heavier investment into ghouls and playing more hit and run by to the expansion, force a town portal with perhaps frenzy ghouls. You know, you'd be surprised what 8 frenzy ghouls can do against an expansion. Not an, uncommon number to see. 8 to 12, even you see 20, and it's not that unlikely on 2 base. That coupled with Carrion Swarm, you can't repair. Your Wisp just died right away, so you can go for more of a hit-and-run style. You can even threaten a run-by into the main base. Maybe that's something SyDe could have gone for more, but of course, it's not sustainable. The Gargs, the Frostworms, going into Abominations perhaps in the super late game, much more sustainable than that sort of a play, but there was maybe more delay tactics SyDe could have done in the way of hit-and-run, in the way of run-bys, but, Foggy just kept up the pressure. And once there's bears, you cannot out-siege the bears. And now, yeah, SyDe's going to go back to Death Knight.
I mean, Foggy's lost to Death Knight before, right? Happy can do it. Forehead.
Yep. Just be happy.
Just play like Happy. Yeah, no problem. Acolyte here. Ooh, we're going to keep an eye on this Acolyte side. Foggy's so
Foggy's
patient,
not messing around.
Yeah,
he does not want this to happen.
Yeah, he's going for the Acolyte.
Yeah. Well, Worth, though. Worth its weight in gold, that Acolyte. Unless SyDe wanted to expand with it, it has done its job. It's delayed. It's scouted the first hero. It's scouted there's no immediate expansion, which is a possibility for Night Elf. So it did its job. Side's going to creep. Foggy going to creep. Circlet against Claws. Foggy happy with the Circlet for now. Probably the best item he could have gotten. And Side happy with the Claws. Probably the best item he could have gotten. And Backpack. Is there another Acolyte being built? Not quite yet. But Backpack this early, a little bit unorthodox by Side.
Do you think you should be able to save wisps with certain trees like this wisp in the bottom here?
What do you mean?
Like just this wisp that Foggy's got. Okay, DK is going to be chasing, but the skeletons... yeah, do you think that's like... Because obviously that's a big creeping area for the undead. A lot of people talk about on LR...
That tree in particular is a little ridiculous. I think it's fine that Night Elf has these trees they can get to, but this tree in particular, because of the potential for detonating on the skeletons that are trying to creep early game, and you can't do anything about it even with the skeleton, you need a fiend to do something about it. Same with the top spawn. I think that wisp in particular might be too strong right there, but in general, I think it's totally fine. I think it's really cool actually to figure out new wisp spots on every map for Night Elf, and it's something not every Night Elf takes advantage of too, because it takes so much studying.
Very good. DK going to get level 2, and just continuing to be annoying for Sidon, which is weird, because he's not going for an expansion behind this. It's not like he has a Blight Skull and Expo. He's just creeping up normally. Probably going to hit the Murloc next. I mean, at this point, you want level 3, and what's the next route? It's got to be some of the greens. The ghouls actually go up to the DK, so...
Foggy! He lost 2 wisps to 1 skeleton in the main base. Oh, and he almost lost that big creep. I don't know if he lost it or not. I think Foggy did get that, but yeah, 2 wisps going down. A third would have gone down if that skeleton didn't expire. Foggy caught slipping a little bit, and that just shows the Death Knight harass from Side has been on point.
Well, I was actually wondering what the value of this Death Knight just getting right-clicked installing was, but he was really baiting Foggy for wisp kills in the main base. I didn't even see that myself, and neither did Foggy.
Yeah, neither did Foggy. Another one's going to the main base now. A couple of ghouls are going to be caught out of position. Foggy's going to take advantage of that in the snare and follow it up with an entangle. Deny from Side. Side playing this pretty well so far, I have to say, and if Foggy wanted to go for some sort of an early expansion, he's certainly not going to be able to do so now.
He is continuing to pump out some archers, though. He's got a bunch of archers. I think he's building 6, actually. And I think that's just... Oh, no, he's not just building 5 with the uprooted AOW. The AOW is probably going to help with the Merc camp. But, yeah, good pressure from Side, man. That's annoying. Oh, the tree goes down. It's going to get canceled right away.
Oh, my God, Side, and another wisp. That's another wisp on top of it, too. Keep count. There's going to be a lot of those. Side has more and more coils as well. What a timing from Side, lurking in the shadows. All right, but Foggy... He's going to get level 3. Is he going to go on the aggressive and maybe go for another expansion attempt? He's got a wisp in position. And Side, can he defend if this keeper comes across the map with the now 6 archers? Yeah, there is 6. And maybe a second hero even soon. Foggy could get a second hero. Maybe just a demon hunter. Yeah, it is a demon hunter, in fact. But yeah, here comes the level 3 keeper. Is Side ready to deal with this?
Gotta be just standard late game into Side's part. No second crypt and Slaughterhouse going down. Probably would have seen that crypt. Just 1 Garg to fake out, I believe. But I don't know if the fake out's going to be there because Foggy's already tier 2. Demon Hunter coming out and expansion. So he has a Hunter's Hall too. So maybe he's already committed to lores. Regardless.
I think Foggy's... Once he goes that Demon Hunter, he's normally pretty committed to lores. Or, you know, mass archers, but he's, of course, uprooted his Ancient War a long time ago. That creep does go to Side as well as the item. About to get level 3 himself, but a lot of damage is going to be taken, and of course he cannot bring his ghouls out or they would just die. Oh, this creep, crucial. And it doesn't actually give Side level 3. Maybe he miscalculated a bit. Very, very close, however. And the first Garg, perhaps the only Garg, is coming out. But we have seen 1 crypt Gargs from Happy recently. Not too uncommon. A little bit weird looking, because we're so used to the 2 crypt, but maybe something we'll see more of. The Lich is out. Keeper has to be safe. No Staff of Teleportation. Death Knight not level 3, no mana though, so no potential for a big Coil Nova. And the Demon Hunter creeping up to level 2 already and going to get the Lion Horn. And this is nice distraction techniques from Foggy.
Yeah, pretty smooth creeping for the Night Elf here. And, yeah, double lores. Even though the Garg went into the main base, not going to be an overcommitment from Foggy. And I guess the overcommitment would be like wins. Going up against a Fiend transition eventually in the late game, and Side's actually building 1 crypt Gargs like you said Happy does.
Yeah, a little bit weird. I'm not too used to it, not too aware of this build, although I have seen it. I'm not too aware of its strengths. Perhaps if we get an interview, we could always ask about it, but not something I'm too familiar with Side. Of course, familiar or he wouldn't be playing it. But here comes Foggy yet again. We've seen this. Happens all the time. Closing the door, leaving the world behind. And here comes Foggy.
Oh, the Wisp Deados are pretty good as well. SyDe's got no mana right off the hop.
Yeah. One Nova. One Nova is all he has, and he uses it on an illusion. He had to use it to lose it, but he's going to lose the Ziggurats and a whole lot more than just that. A couple of archers out of position, but the micro is great by Foggy, and the gold mine's gonna go down, and poor SyDe is taking terrible, terrible damage, as some casters may say. Maybe the Berserker going to fall, but there's no nukes to follow up the damage that the ghouls supply right now. Statue's good, but Statue being burnt. Demon Hunter halfway to level 3, and once that bad boy hits level 3, you think he's got no mana now, Rick. Surround. Oh my god, he locks it in. Is there preservation? There's no preservation. Town Portal's gonna have to be passed. Maybe. Maybe. Can he hold it? Can he lock it in?
He definitely passes this TP over. Yeah, he's gonna pass the TP in. But now the Keeper's kind of exposed. SyDe trying to get any value. I mean, Foggy just got max value from all of that. That was kind of insane. The movement from the heroes, the units going back home. And look at all 6 archers still alive. And those are your starting archers, man, as you try to transition into Dryads. And with the expansion going up, a perfect early game from Foggy.
Yeah, and a perfect $100 donation, 100 euros, I should say, pardon me, from Knubby Quakes. It says, untouchable wisps. It's ridiculous, Carson. Be real. Buff human, go tanks. I agree, and thank you very much, as always, sir. Your contributions are always very, very appreciated, man. Thank you.
Holy crap. Thanks.
Yeah, what a guy. What a guy.
What a goat, man.
We are on a delay, by the way, so, you know, that's why we don't see it right away, you know, or hear us say thanks right away.
Oh, we saw it, though. Oh, we saw it.
We saw it.
Okay, Demon Hunter going to continue to creep up the shops, and these shops are so important. Maybe SyDe would love to get them instead of a couple greens, because now the Scroll of the Beast going to the Night Elf, and, I mean, Foggy probably just wants to go straight to the other shop as well and then push the tempo, but he's actually going to push anyway. 48 supply, 49. The expansion is pretty much completely saturated now for Foggy. Now he's just going to be dumping out some Dryads. And there's no expansion here, so Foggy's already like, okay, well, I mean, I'm super far ahead. Like, this is unbelievable how far ahead he is.
Yeah, it's looking just like last game, except for instead of 3 base against 2, it's 2 base against 1, and SyDe going into a second crypt now. He's going into tier 3 as well, but perhaps biting off more than he can chew in the macro department, because he doesn't really have much in the way of gold. He's trying to creep with 4 Gargs right now, a couple of statues, 5, pardon me. But is it enough to deal with the ever-expanding army of Foggy and ever-expanding economy of Foggy as well, as I expect him maybe even to just go for a 3rd base again? He's a little bit low on lumber, actually. Could that be the way back in for SyDe? Can he keep the lumber low? Can he stop Foggy from getting a shredder? Will Foggy be stuck on 50 supply? Will SyDe perhaps breaks over upkeep to push the expansion? Maybe there's a chance. Because Foggy's lumber is terrible, and those couple of wisp losses in the early game, that expansion cancel in the early game, is kind of showing a little bit.
Yeah, the wood is a problem, and SyDe targeting the wisp now, you probably want to get a shredder at this point. If you're Foggy, you have the expansion totally secure. I mean, what else do you really need? An AP coming down the expansion as well. His defenses are fine. His army is lacking. Yeah, you need wood, man. Dryads are very, very heavy, especially if you want a bear transition or something like that. Yeah. Like, you're going to need wood, brother.
And they're running around now. They're not even mining. He's got, seems to be 6 on lumber. He's building a more. He's building a 7th. He's building an 8th, a 9th. So if he's able to keep these wisps alive, but 1 detonates, he's 60 supply, though. Foggy's finding a way to break upkeep, and you know what? He's just creeping the whole map, and he's going to have a supply advantage for a long while. So it's not going to be the end of the world. And he is trying to fix the issue that is lumber, but it's still an issue, and the Gargs are still finding wisps. Can SyDe somehow leverage this into a bigger advantage than it is? Because Foggy's not getting less scary just because he has no lumber. Still 60 supply, still level 3 Demon Hunter, still great items. And SyDe can still probably not win a fight if they were to fight.
Yeah, SyDe just committing to the Gargs as well. Gargs are getting value, though. I mean, I think what's keeping him is just the lack of lumber. But now I think Foggy's starting to stabilize a bit more, trying to get up to 60 supply. But these Gargs are everywhere. Look at more wisps going down. Foggy's constantly having to build wisps.
No shred. I'm really surprised Foggy hasn't gone for a shredder. He's been creeping up a storm. And he's got a Wisp at the lab of SyDe that has been prepped, so he could have grabbed one a little bit earlier. Perhaps he's going to do so now with that Staff of Preservation. Oh, he doesn't actually have it on his Keeper, so... Yeah, the Lumber's just hurting for Foggy. It's really hurting, man. He's trying to build more Moonwells to break upkeep, but SyDe has his expansion going up now, but it's been scanned immediately by Foggy. So Foggy's going to go over to cancel it, but now SyDe's in the main base. Dryads, is there enough Gargs? Nice Nova, nice Focus Fire, but Foggy still has a huge supply advantage. Can SyDe trade favorably? Can he save his expansion? Certainly not against the Keeper that's canceling it now. Scroll the Beast is going to give these archers a lot of extra damage, but the Nova is going to deal with that for now. A lot of Dryads falling, though. SyDe, is he winning this fight?
SyDe's kind of destroying this fight. The DK taking damage, but he's got a Hellstone, and he pops that right away. Oh
my God.
Fog, and like the wood is still a problem, Carson. Are you kidding me? Does SyDe just win this fight in the game right here? I mean, the expansion's up, but Foggy can't really replenish the Dryad count because he just kind of got owned.
Foggy still has 40 wood, and he invests more into mercenaries that die immediately. And SyDe can just keep pressing forward. He's going to town portal out now to be safe because he had no coils left. And of course, he wouldn't be able to save his Lich if it got focused down, but I think he's just going to go again. And there's more Wisps being built, but still 50 lumber for Foggy. It becomes a bigger issue than I could have ever imagined. I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, saying, you know, Foggy, I'm sure, knows what he's doing. He's going to get a Shredder. It's going to be no problem. He's going to build Wisps and save them with perfect positioning. But now SyDe found all the openings, and Foggy's stuck on 1,300 gold. And he just lost his entire army. Can SyDe press this advantage forward? Of course, the economy is still great for Foggy, though, with the double base. The gold economy, at least.
He actually uses wood for an AP in the base. He's trying to hold desperately level 5 on the DK, but the army is still a problem, Foggy. I think SyDe's definitely leveled up this game if he can keep this up. Crazy. Like, he killed a few Wisps, yeah, but 6, 7, all over the map, spread over time.
Yeah.
It looks like a huge... I didn't think it was that big of a difference either, but this is really bad.
I think it was 4 during the tech. As well as that expansion being invested during the tech. So Foggy didn't overproduce Wisps, going to 10 or 11 Lumber Wisps before teching. And then he went straight tier 3, or actually he didn't. He didn't, in fact, he's only going now, but it really hurts in the long run. And, okay, Foggy, 50 supply, 0 wood. Breaks upkeep, but SyDe is 50 supply as well, and you know what? His supply is better. His supply is much better. Gargs against Dryads? Oh my. And I just don't, like, SyDe could just go right now. It might be a mistake to give Foggy too much time to potentially get a Shredder. Because once he gets a Shredder, once he can break to 80 supply, he's got a 2k bank surplus about to be tier 3, Ricky.
Yeah, this item better be Pog, Champ, Arena, Warsong, Battle Drums, pretty good.
Yeah. Man, I don't think SyDe quite realizes. Okay,
no,
now the Shredder's being picked up.
He certainly has no idea how far ahead he is, because against a player like Foggy, there's no way he makes an economic slip-up, and there's no way that my Harass actually does him in, right? Because it's Foggy, and there's a little bit of an intimidation factor there, but SyDe needs to realize that fight in the main base, bro, that was game-ending damage.
Yeah, it could still be game-ending damage, but Foggy, now, as soon as he gets the Shredder, as soon as he got a little bit of lumber, 61 supply, and if SyDe gives him another minute, Foggy is going to be 75 supply. He's going to have more than enough Dryads. SyDe is going to have his expansion up, but he's only 54. Foggy's going to be 80 in no time, and he's going to have that orb soon. He's going to even get bears soon if he desires with that roar. It's going to be great. So SyDe, man, I think he missed his timing, kind of. If he doesn't win this fight right now, I think he missed it.
Yeah, but now he's in the middle of the open. No Moonwells, but I think the Dryads are all here. Lots of anti-air as well. No orbs on any of the heroes for Foggy, and he's got 1,500 gold.
Yeah. So much gold. And the Shredder, like, the lumber's going to be great. Foggy never has to worry about lumber ever again as long as he keeps that Shredder alive. And SyDe has to worry about his expansion all game and not even fully saturated quite yet. And Foggy, he's just buying time. That's all Foggy's doing right here. He's just buying time. He's going to maybe even pass the town portal. Yeah. And now SyDe's on his side of the map again. Foggy macroing up behind this.
Good trades for SyDe still. I mean, and if SyDe can actually force a fight at the Nerubian and the Spirit Tower, that's a fight he's going to take. He's breaking now. And Foggy's still going to have that wood issue for... Okay, the wood issue's completely gone. The Shredder's actually paid off.
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone, yeah.
And the Dryads are starting to come out, so 73 supply. But if SyDe wants to take defensive fights at the towers, that's good. Now he's going across the map, and he's fighting into APs. Lots of Dryads. Dryads starting to get upgrades now, +1 attack. The armor on the way as well. Gargs only have +1 attack. I mean... Yeah, Battle Drums is good, but let's see if it's enough damage. Can SyDe actually jump back onto this army? I'm not sure. Staff this time, or sorry, Orb this time on both heroes. Both heroes going to pick up orbs with the double shop.
All right, and Foggy's going into Mountain Giant upgrades. He can get all he desires now. Could even start getting upgrades off that Huntress Hall, which he is getting that armor upgrade. Very, very important for the Dryads. And SyDe, can he find a window? He's going back into the main base. If he can snipe the Shredder, it's not going to make that big of a difference, but it will hurt in the long run for Foggy. But he's got 400 wood right now. Oh, definitely return that wood before it goes down, Foggy. Okay, Shredder falls. Again, the lumber's hurting, but not as much as it once was. And Foggy's got a big army of Dryads now.
Yeah, 74. The wood looks pretty sustainable for the late game. Foggy again going for that second expansion. The Gargs are coming back home, and it looks like Foggy actually wants to fight outside the expansion. No more siege units, no bears. He's going to have to rely on Dryads, and I feel like if SyDe plays this super defensively, doesn't dive in, I think SyDe can hold a fight like this right now. There's a bit of Garg, 68 supply. I mean, he is breaking. His army does look good. The army's value pretty close, actually. I mean, 77 supply in Dryads, but 68 in Gargs. This is tough.
First Mountain Giant comes in. Foggy is getting another expansion in the red camp, and this is the first real big fight. Coil Nova, Heal Scroll used early for Foggy. A couple of Dryads falling, but a couple of Gargs also falling. The taunt is going to be great to stop that focus fire on the Dryads one after the other. Warsong Battle Drums is great. The Dreadlord is going to sleep to avoid a couple of those mana burns, but there's not much, at least in the way of coils. There's a decent number of Novas, perhaps could just be used on these Treants to deal with them, but that was a lot of Gargs falling, and Foggy 14 supply advantage inside. Backs off yet again, but the heroes getting pretty spooky, honestly. This Keeper, this Demon Hunter, if they don't have invulns, if the staff is not at the ready, perhaps Coil Nova could secure a hero kill for SyDe, but Foggy still just playing strategically very well. He's just holding for this third base to be up, going into Mountain Giants, which he certainly needs for the taunt in these sorts of fights. And he's just waiting. Waiting outside towers.
I'm very surprised that SyDe just dove into a fight like that outside of towers. Kind of a little bit anxious there. The Ghoul's going to scout this second expansion for Foggy. He's going to see the timing. He's going to see it's up soon. And I think this is going to actually pressure SyDe to move a little quicker. Oh, double Sapper for SyDe. Oh no. Come on.
Foggy's there's no way this guy is out of his mind. Foggy is so aware.
Oh no.
And this is SyDe's gold bank. This is his lumber bank, and they're both dead. Level 5 Keeper. This is what SyDe would have been able to get up to 70 supply with. And now Foggy's the one on 80 supply. Foggy's the one with a third base.
It was triple Sapper, by the way, Carson. He just exploded. He exploded the third one that was struggling behind. Yeah, it was 3 Sappers, brother.
Oh, no. Wow. And Foggy's just so well aware, because you know what? He saw a Garg kill the Wisp at the lab and then sit there. And then he saw the Ghoul scout the AP, and he thought, you know what? Because I even said it, and I'm not Foggy. I suck. And I even said, probably a Sapper. Foggy just reacts perfectly. That was crazy. That is pretty much what's probably going to secure him this next fight win, being up so much supply. SyDe invested so much, but maybe, I mentioned it last game, can SyDe go for some sort of a run by, pick off reinforcements? Coil Nova, sleep is going to secure him a bear, but Foggy again at the ready with the Staff of Preservation, and now the Dryads starting to siege the expansion.
Yeah, and SyDe's not here this time. The Mountain Giants can grab some wood. They do grab some wood, and they can just start sieging. SyDe's not here. He's going to TP back home. Okay, it depends where this TP could be. I still think he should fight in the towers because the food advantage.
That's aggressive. One Dryad fell. Another Dryad fell, and a bear in the reinforcement before the town portal, by the way. The sleep is going to be good to avoid the mana burn. The taunts are helping against these air units. Coil Nova, I mentioned the power of the nuke before, could perhaps, force the town portal. More Dryads falling. I believe SyDe traded very, very favorably in this fight. Always hard to tell when there's a lot of Gargs in the air, but I heard a lot of Dryads falling, and Foggy, at 70 supply, 67 in fact. The main bases have run dry, and that's going to favor Foggy. SyDe needs another base, but there's an AP there to scout for Foggy. So aware of every next step for his opponent is Foggy. So well done so far.
I love this token destroyer too. It totally mitigates the Keeper, kind of makes it useless. Unless Foggy can amass like a bunch of Treants on the way over. This Keeper is completely countered now, and it's just going to be for damage.
Yeah, for sure. Could be a nice orb carrier, which it already is. I always say it, but give me a third hero. Give me a Fire Lord third. Give me a Dark Ranger third with an orb. Give me something. Give me a Priestess of the Moon third. I think would be a great option. Aura a third orb would be great for the Dryads. I just love me a third hero from the Night Elf.
Give me a Demon Hunter
Foggy knows
5.
best. Yeah, that's probably better than getting a level 1 Priestess of the Moon. But perhaps he could get it now. It might die to a nuke immediately, but eating a nuke on a level 1 hero, not the worst thing that could happen. Better than having to staff out your Demon Hunter early. Another AP, another expansion attempt. This is really what SyDe needs. He needs to get this third base up. Oh, could be a sleep. Oh, you got to be so careful with these heroes, Foggy. Coil, sleep. There could be a Coil Nova, Abolish, Nova, Town Portal out. This is what I'm talking about. These heroes are so terrifying. Mana Burn, not going off. A couple of Dryads caught out of position. Certainly that AP will fall. The expansion's exposed. Foggy. The heroes are just not as safe as they need to be right
the
now.
AP's uprooted.
This is a dead expansion, but as his sides, but he's evacuating his acolytes. He's going to cancel that gold mine, and this is a trade that SyDe is willing to take. This is a nice choice from SyDe to go aggressive like this to find the expansion, and now one base, and Foggy. Look at the gold at the expansions, Ricky. Foggy expanded much earlier. SyDe just has to hold his expansion, and Foggy's going to run dry. Of course, he has his Tree of Eternity, but he's got to walk a long way to get to another base.
Yeah, 5,000 still in the gold mine for SyDe, only 1,000 for Foggy, so a little bit better fights for SyDe, and he can actually stay into this game. This is crazy. The upgrades are 3-1 for the Gargs. The Gargs do a lot of damage. Here come the Bears now. Bears going to be able to mitigate this. The Mountain Giants are still here with the taunt.
Devour. Oh, juicy Devour. All right. Mountain Giants are going to be great. The mana burns have to be good as well for Foggy. I would say he has to break this expansion, but of course his Tree of Eternity is walking over as we speak, so maybe there's a plan B for Foggy, but
he's doing a good job of beating this expansion. I mean, the towers are gone already, and SyDe's going to try to take this fight now. If Foggy does well here, SyDe's kind of screwed.
Dryads aren't perfectly positioned. There is the level 6 Death Knight. Level 3 Aura should be skilled. Actually, he's only got level 1 Aura right now. Kind of a little bit weird. The Dreadlord is level 3 as well, but not the most crucial level up. The Dryads are starting to fall. The heroes are very healthy for SyDe as well, and not so healthy for Foggy, who's forced into another Town Portal. Okay, Foggy, 62 supply, loses a couple Dryads towards the tail end. Still, 10 supply advantage for the Ukrainian, but the Town Portal, remember, it went to the Tree of Eternity. I don't think SyDe was fully aware of where that tree may be. But now, Staff of Preservation is going to go to that Tree of Eternity as well. And you know what SyDe's main strength is in this game? It's the hero nuke.
Yeah, fight outside of this tree. You're right. If it staffs out with no Moonwells here, this is going to be... well, any staff is going to go to this tree. But if Foggy can secure this gold mine, then we still got an even game here. 56 supply per side. He's not really in a position where you can fight. His gold is kind of low. There's still a heavy Dryad, and now, I mean, we're almost looking at level 6 Keeper, level 6 Demon Hunter. Very, very strong. I don't know. This is still a very tough Night Elf army.
Yeah, Foggy just has to not overcommit, I feel like. His Entangled Goldmine is going to be up. It could have been canceled by the Gargs, but that would have, required perfect map knowledge by SyDe, which isn't great. He's going for a Coil on the Keeper, which does indicate he's just going to kite and just, try to nuke down the heroes. The Moon Juice is not great. How many bears are there? Just one with no rejuvenation currently, and probably won't be another one for a long while. So the nuke on the heroes could be a great way for SyDe to poke and prod and win this fight. But the mana burns are going to stop that. Nice sleep to stop that. Oh, the Keeper! Invuln is used. There's a Staff of Preservation on the Demon Hunter, but the Demon Hunter is slept. And you know what? If the heroes are out of here, this fight could certainly be won by SyDe. Won by SyDe, I should say. Demon Hunter slapped again. The Dryads are following the Mountain Giants, taunting to try to save their lives. The Demon Hunter is very healthy, though, and the mana is starting to run dry. There's one Nova left on the soon-to-be level 6 Lich. Demon Hunter going to be forced into another Invuln, but there's both Invulns being used. The Dryads, though, putting in so much damage. Can SyDe somehow eke a victory? He's down quite a bit of supply, though.
Oh, he's not getting away with the Dryad kills, and now the Gargs are starting to fall. This Demon Hunter is really starting to tank, and we can see it in the experience. He's getting very, very close to level 6. I don't know, the guard count's getting lower, Carson, and SyDe still kind of broke 48 supply, 64. I think Foggy's done this, but it was really close to Dreadlord getting targeted. Buys a health pot at the shop. Very expensive cost as well, and maybe that could have been a mana pot with the Lich getting targeted. There's no coil for this Lich either, actually. I think the Lich could just get right-clicked by these bears. Come on. SyDe is trying to hold on. He probably wishes he had one like token Nerubian here. But behind this, Foggy's got the Tree of Eternity on the right. He's got the Tree of Life on at the top left. His economy will start to kick in. SyDe, not so much. SyDe needs to kill these units. Look how many low Dryads Foggy's saving.
Level 6 on the Lich and level 4 on the Dreadlord. There is a Nova. Foggy has to be so careful with his heroes. Another bear falling, a couple of Dryads falling. The Shredder is out of position, but it's going to go for Acolytes, actually. Look at this by Foggy. It's going to go for Acolytes once SyDe overcommits. The positioning on that Shredder is beautiful. And remember, there's another base. These trees can walk over to another expansion. Foggy on 2 expansions now. SyDe only on 1, and it is starting to run dry. High ground advantage. Nova. This is the way for SyDe. Rejuvenation could be devoured. Staff out. Did he miss the staff? Okay, no, he didn't miss the staff. Sorry, he staffed something else out. And the Keeper does get out, but where does he go to? Oh my god, he double staffs to the Moonwells. SyDe was aware of it, but just a little bit too late. One bear gonna fall. That was the one that was the other staff. The Demon Hunter close to level 6. The nuke is so strong. Coil, Nova, can he kill this Demon Hunter? Staff out! The Demon Hunter falls! Is SyDe gonna actually win it? Now the Keeper out of position, Ricky, and there is level 6 Lich. There is so much nukey potential, but a lot of Dryads are still up in the air. Can the heroes do it alone for SyDe?
Holy, this is crazy. Yeah, 664. I mean, allowing the undead to get this high. The nukes are pretty crazy. I mean, the Keeper is just a walking glass cannon at this point. Demon Hunter, I mean, if the Demon Hunter is getting nuked down, then you're in a lot of trouble. The Mountain Giant's starting to get withered down. That's a big chunk of your army supply, and then it starts to make the game look a lot closer than it is. 49 supply for each, but Foggy still has double expansion, Carson.
Yeah, SyDe has to deal with one of these 2 bases at least, and then he's got to go for one final push towards the last base. But, you know, Foggy, yeah, he's got enough economy to just keep pumping units, and SyDe does not really have that luxury right now. His only luxury is being able to nuke these heroes down. So if Foggy got double health pot, perhaps could even invest into double invuln, although he's a little bit slot starved.
How sick would it be? How sick would it be to actually keep the Tree of Eternity and go for the other tree so that the staffs are way across the map?
Right, yeah.
Okay, SyDe's going to take this engage, but the hero levels for the undead are still very, very strong. Coil coming in to save one of the Gargs, but he needs to kill these Dryads, man. The Dryads, and maybe even go for hero focus, but all the mana is going to be gone. Lich doesn't even have a Nova anymore. Everything's really, really low. Keeper does have a health pot, but that's going to be it. Coil coming down on the Dreadlord. That would have been a dead Keeper. Is he going to get the Keeper anyway? No, Staff comes out, and now the Destroyer could definitely eat some of that Entangle. I think SyDe is just crushing this army. Foggy, 55 supply, but it's just in Dryads right now. The Demon Hunter's trying to right-click, but the Keeper's out of the fight.
Level 6 soon on the Demon Hunter. He's about to have Metamorphosis. This Garg will give it to him. There's the level 6 Metamorphosis used. Now the expansion is exposed. The mana burns are still good as ever. The sleep is going to help a lot. There's only one Dryad here with only two Dryads left. A couple of abolishes could be used. The Lich is getting low, has an invuln. Keeper coming back in. The Destroyer is still up in the air, so the Keeper's not going to be too scary. Oh, mana pot used. Demon Hunter again being slapped. The Dryads have to abolish that. Shredder falls, and the Dreadlord actually falls. The potion was on cooldown. Is there any mana pots? GG, well played. Another ultimate was used, but SyDe had no mana pot to be purchased from the shop, so he could not save his heroes. It was close. It was very close, but Foggy holds on, keeps that economic edge. And the 2-0, what a game 2 there. Wow.